Yo, what's up, Ember Youth? Here I am with my little Goku shirt. It is a beautiful September, I guess it's almost afternoon, evening here. We're going through James chapter 2 today. And this is talking about partiality. This is an interesting concept and definitely convicting for me. So let's read the first part and then let's talk about it. It says, "My brothers, show no partiality as you hold the faith in our Lord Jesus Christ, the Lord of glory. For if a man wearing a gold ring and fine clothing comes into your assembly, the poor man in shabby clothing also comes in. If you pay attention to the one who wears the fine clothing and say, 'You sit here in a good place,' while you say to the poor man, 'You stand over there,' or 'Sit down at my feet,' have you not then made distinctions among yourselves and become judges with evil thoughts? Listen, my beloved brothers, has not God chosen those who are poor in the world to be rich in faith and heirs of the kingdom which he has promised to those who love him? But you have dishonored the poor man. Are not the rich the ones who oppress you and the ones who drag you into court? Are they not the ones who blaspheme the honorable name by which you were called?" So, this is a really interesting passage. It says that, in the gathering, let's say in the church, right? Two people come in. One person has some like fancy clothing. Let's say, like, I don't know, she has like Lululemon and some fancy shoes. I'm not a clothing connoisseur, and some fancy sunglasses, and she looks all dolled up. And then let's say this other guy or gal just comes in like flip flops and a wrinkled shirt, and her hair is all disheveled, and the person's like, "Hey," to the person that's like looks like an Instagram model, is like, "Hey, sit over here, sit at the good place." And then the person that looks homeless, they say, "Hey, you know what? Just go sit over there. We don't want you to stink up the room." He is saying, let's not be like that. He's saying God does not judge based on riches or on wealth or basically anything. He says in God's eyes we're equal, right? It says he has chosen the people that are poor in the world to make them rich in faith. So that's just interesting. This concept of, have you shown favoritism? Where does favoritism show in your life? Just as in this passage, James is kind of, correcting and rebuking the people of his time to say, you cannot uh, give more precedence or give more stuff or show favoritism to those members that were rich compared to the poor. Like, what kind of favoritism have you noticed in your life? I remember when I was working at a warehouse, it was interesting. The people that you thought were really good workers, right? Like young, kind of gruffy looking, bigger men, compared to like there were some like older guys or older ladies that didn't look like they could, lift a box to save their life. Right, and so we would show favoritism, right? Like we would think that the bigger guys would be the hardest workers, but then at the end, like these older ladies would be the hardest workers of them all. And so, like that little lesson just showed me, man, like I really shouldn't judge people just based on appearance, or like the cliche saying goes, "Don't judge a book by its cover." And there's so many examples just of like that I just been wrong, right? Like we could show favoritism just based on people's looks. Like we're such a superficial and shallow culture just by how facial proportions and what they wear or how they talk, right? Or I think popularity is a big thing with people in school, right? How many friends you have, you know, intelligence, right? Like you only want to talk to smart kids and smart people that sound smart or sound cool. Like it's so easy. And our youth group, our church, are we the kind that encourages favoritism, or are we the kind that just ignores favoritism? Because like how sad is it that there are cool people and not cool people in God's kingdom? We're all the same. We're all broken people. We're all poor, right? None of us are rich. None of us made it by our own strength. And so how unfair of it for us to go and judge people and show favoritism to the people that we like better just because of how they look or how they sound or how they smell or what they can give us. That is so superficial, and that is so contrary to God's heart. And I want to do a better job of not showing favoritism. I know even in the past, definitely like I only want to hang out with the people that make me feel better about myself. I only want to hang out with people that, look a certain way or dress a certain way or talk a certain way. But for us to give that up and say, you know what, God, we're all equal in your eyes. We're all broken people. I don't want to show anybody favorites. That rich person that's got it all, he doesn't deserve you. That poor person that doesn't have anything, he doesn't deserve you. It's only by your grace, Lord. And to show them equality and to show them love and grace as we accept them into our church and youth. And so, I encourage you to think about that this week. Who are the people that you're showing favoritism to, Christian or not? And what are some ways that you can catch that and not do that? It's as simple as that. What are some ways you can maybe encourage, even within our own youth group or church, to discourage favoritism, right? And it starts with me. I need to be convicted to not do that, to realize that God's gift goes to all, not just to a certain few that He's chosen. So just encourage you to think about those things and hope you have a great rest of your week. Thanks.